Afternoon, everyone. This is Nurse Honey Babe and Golgan, and we are doing a birthday stream for Golgan. He is the big 3-7. I did just dox you, because that's who I am. He pointed out to me that it's been 3 weeks since we've last streamed, or I should say since he last streamed, because he's the one that usually plays while I'm passed out asleep. So, but we're doing this during the daytime, so hopefully I will stay awake.
Okay, and what else? Remember what happened last time?
Yes. I say that tentatively because I'm not too sure. I know you were talking to the woman.
Yeah, you remember I went on a date with her?
Yeah.
I hit 3%.
Yeah.
That 3% roll?
Yeah.
So, what do you know what's going on?
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Where's the remote?
What? Why are you talking to her again?
I need to check the volume levels.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what we need for the store.
Things. I need to check the fridge for that, but not right now. We'll focus on this. We don't want them to bring stuff until we're ready to make it.
Oh?
Betsy.
Who?
What?
Well,
Can you
how
hand
can
me
I
that
assist you
lotion?
then, officer?
Right there. Give me that lotion in that tube. No, not that one, the other one. Thank you. What's...
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Yeah, here, you can put this back.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Talking to it.
What's on your mind, officer?
I can't talk like that. You say talk into it, but I, like, go blank. I can't think of anything off the top of my head like that.
Okay. There. Now we'll see. Look how I sound when I'm standing here.
Well, I'm leaning right over here like you told me to.
You have to remember, you need to talk into that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sword she gave me, remember?
That's a sword?
What? Yeah, the sword she gave me, remember? Look. You see that?
Saber. It's a saber.
Look. You see it?
Yeah. Now you're like a Civil War general.
Let's see, look. Inspect the tracks. going to morale on the rising with the news. Dead body in the boardwalk. Call Jamrock, call the library for information on library card's owner. Get the whole story from Titus. Convince Hardy Boys to tell you the whole story. Spirit, hold on to the spirits and wait for the signal. Gain the hangman boots.
I thought you couldn't
Interview
get
the
those.
VN boss. Find booze and drink it. Find a murder weapon. Locate a working firearm. And track down your gun. You see, these are the tasks I have left. That time is up. And so now I'm going to go to bed. Remember what I'm not going to do?
What?
It's getting cold. This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Remember not shave and not do this stuff because then you look sad?
Yeah.
Remember I shave my face and then I get sad?
Right.
So there's this right here.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror.
And this is what I wanted to activate. Look. I wanted to put in the thought now. You see this one?
Which one?
The dice one. All red checks fail. Research time 4 hours. Because this is going to help all my rolls in the future. But it's going to make me fail them in the meantime. So I just got to be really careful.
Okay.
There. You see that? It's going to take 4 hours. So it's not going to take too long to activate it. In the meantime, I'm going to save in a different slot. So if something goes wrong, I could, like, you know, readjust it. I don't know how to get to these floorboards, though. They were telling me to check the floorboards.
Who were telling you?
The boys, when I came in here, they said there's something hidden under the floorboards.
Oh, it's probably body.
But I don't know.
You know, like in Telltale Heart.
Floorboard. Let's see what they say. Let's see. Huh, they told me to check later. Leave for now. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but I couldn't check the floorboard until something. So, just every time I come in, I'll check the floorboard. Okay, everyone is saying to come back to it later. So the floorboards will become a thing later.
Okay.
They also told me to check, they told me to check something about snowing. Someone mentioned something that when it's snowing, come back here. And I don't think it's snowing right now, so here we go.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Remember, the reptilian brain is the only one that has this voice, right?
Okay.
Recorded in you forever on Verite.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, Rising above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Yeah, unless the rain, the snow, I don't want it. Maybe that's why they want me to come back when it's snowing. Cars, the rain, the snow.
I'm not understanding any of this right now.
Well, what are they talking about?
I have no idea. I think it's talking about when he met his wife.
Yeah, because remember I suffered some kind of mental break from it?
Yeah,
Remember he
when
went
she
to
left
drinking,
you.
and then the letter, and then all the car crash and everything? You remember that my brain is trying to prevent me from remembering?
I guess so.
Remember last time I tried reading the letter, I passed out? So the colors, the voices.
All stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class.
Oh, here we go.
For the money, baby. For the greater good. For Revacol. Always and only Revacol.
These are the four. You have to choose. You remember my stats? You know what the top one is? For the working class. What's that one?
What? For the working class? Your communismness? I don't know.
Don't you remember I was being scored on 4 things? Remember what they were?
No.
Communism, for the money. Capitalism, for the greater good. Liberalism, and for Revachol, fascism. Don't you remember that they tried to do a revolution?
Right.
Remember how I was being scored? I'm like, oh look, most of mine are like moral or liberal or capitalist, and then there are the fascist responses, and I only had 2 of them.
Right.
So these are the ones of what is the thing that I am mostly.
Weren't you a liberal?
Yeah, so which is the liberal one? The working
For
class,
the greater good?
for the money, for the greater good, or for Revachol?
I think it's the greater good.
Okay, so that's the empathy one, right?
Right.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Okay, so now read it. Number 1, what's it say? You see, number 1 was what? For the working class. And look what it says.
I'm building communism for all. This time we won't fail.
Number 2.
For the money.
And what's it say?
I'm just looking out for my economic self-interest.
And number 3.
For the greater good.
And what's it say?
We're making progress, measured, steady progress.
Don't you know that's what they say democracy is you're making it tiny bit, little by little, right?
Right.
Remember what happened with all the gays? First they couldn't get married, and then suddenly what? They could get married?
Yeah, that's why people from other countries come here to get married. Hey, that's mine.
Now you see that's what Nancy says?
Why are you drinking that?
Remember Nancy says you make progress little by little, not all at once like crazy people?
Which Nancy?
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 Don't you know who Nancy is?
Your Nancy?
Nancy?
Nancy that we haven't heard from in forever?
Nancy?
Is she?
Former Speaker of the House?
Oh.
Don't you remember when AOC was
You mean
telling
Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi on how we need to make progress faster and AOC is super popular?
I thought
and she's like, no, we can't get healthcare for everyone because we got to go little by little, tiny baby steps.
I thought you were talking about your Nancy.
You see, we're making progress, measured, steady progress. Because that's what they're saying progressive liberalism is. They just want to go little by little. Don't shake the boat. Remember how long it took to get Obamacare? Decades. And how long it took to make Medicare? Decades. And look, and you see how long it's taking to cancel the student debt?
It's gonna take more decades.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you're not paying anything, right?
No.
Until then, they can finally say, look, we paused student debts for 10 years now. What's the point? Just get rid of them. That's what they're trying to do it, little by little, tiny baby steps. Because they cancel all at once, they're going to say, no, you take my money, I ain't go to school. And then how are we going to get prenatal vacation?
You mean paternity leave?
Yeah, how are you going to, why didn't they make it part of the law when everyone was asking for it?
I don't know, man.
Baby steps, you gotta take baby steps. You're gonna get one baby holiday. And then in 10 years, you'll get 2 baby holidays. And in 30 years, maybe you'll get the weekend off for a baby. Right?
Right.
So that's why we're making progress. Don't you know this game takes shots at every political thing?
Yes.
How they're saying communism doesn't work? It's, look, I'm building communism for all. This time we won't fail. Remember how he says, like, you're right, this time you'll make it because you're the one who's gonna do it, not anyone else.
Yeah, but communism doesn't work.
Here we go, so there.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
The hell?
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
That's me.
That's
what
you.
I'm always trying to do.
Solve one conversation at a time.
I'm solving it all. Uh-oh, here we go.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it? Look.
What? Sorry, there's someone in the yard.
There can't be.
That's it.
They have to be on the cement.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here.
Hmm?
An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Wait, I thought things were going pretty well.
Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case. interviewing people, solving side tasks.
That's what I've been doing, right?
Side task, yeah.
But who's focusing on the big questions?
Well, who's doing the big things? Read it.
What? I don't know. Kitsuragi? I assume the most qualified and highly credentialed people were taking care of that stuff. This really doesn't sound like my job. What am I supposed to do?
But have you ever seen them? How do you know they're even there? More importantly, how do you know they aren't waiting for your participation?
That's me.
Okay.
I have to solve it. I have to get into politics. You see, what am I supposed to do? Read it.
What am I
You've got to
supposed to
find
do?
out who bears la responsabilité.
La responsibility.
You see, what exactly is la responsabilité?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
How much is eggs right now?
I have no idea because I haven't actually bought eggs.
And what's he talking about? What is the real question? What's the real issues?
Why eggs are so expensive?
You see?
Is that the real issue?
Human welfare index? Huh? Who's paying the taxes? Do we have health care?
Yeah, we have health care. You have health care because of me.
We have universal health care? Why are we paying for health care?
No, we don't have universal health care.
Well, that's what he's talking about. You see? Alright, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority.
Oh, this is so over my fucking head.
Like a committee.
A committee? Do you really have time for all this? And who should sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start.
You see? Who is it?
Kitsuragi?
Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Rivershaw. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
You see? And what happens once we've assigned responsibility?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee.
You see, I'll be in the Standing Committee.
Mom's
Rest
in a
assured,
standing committee.
no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
So you see, I got it now?
Yeah.
So you see, all I'm doing is all this stupid game stuff when what's the real problem?
You need to have a democracy.
Universal health care, taxes, all that stuff. You remember who's the first person I gotta get on the committee?
Who?
Look, who is it?
It's Kitsuragi.
Yes?
Look, what do I need to talk about? Talk right into this. Look.
Say, I want to talk. No, wait. I don't know.
Well, I've done everything else except this.
Oh,
I'm
I didn't
glad to
do
hear
that
it,
one.
Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
Good, we're on the same page then.
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us.
Well, what am I even gonna say?
A lot of responsibility, you know, the kind that gets assigned. He wants to run for office.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité?
You see, what am I saying? Responsibility.
Stability.
You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
He's annoyed.
For this whole situation.
Ah, now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility.
How did you know? You see? The responsibility.
Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
So you see, I gotta form a committee, and then we gotta find the law responsibility.
What? I feel like this is another side mission.
No, you saw how big of a deal they made it? I'm finally on the real path. Do you see what the real path is?
No, I feel like this is ridiculous.
Roy, I gotta go find law responsibility.
He just...
Like with Nancy?
Kitsuragi just sounded annoyed with you.
No.
He's just like, whatever.
You sound like a moral intern. That they all didn't want to be committee.
I don't even know what a moral intern
Remember,
is.
that's part of their politics. Remember how they talked about the remember who's the neoliberal?
Who?
The woman, Joyce.
Oh, Joyce.
Did you forget about her?
No?
But do you remember how she was telling you all the details about everything? And how everyone was going to start shooting?
How do you get out of this place?
I'm going to have to walk out and look and see what she has to say.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Let me go back. I gotta walk. Don't you remember Joyce? Remember I told you she's the one that told me that the mercenaries were gonna kill everyone in the union?
Yeah.
And that's remember what the union guy said? If they're ready for them? And they said, no, you're not, because they're coming with machine guns and armor. And they said, yeah, we already know about that. Remember when I was talking to what's his name? Do you remember?
No.
I was talking to the heart. Wait, what?
Who are those guys?
I don't know. I've never seen them.
Okay, we'll go up to them.
I need to make a call.
We'll go up to them. You gotta make your call in your car?
Yeah, I gotta call to. Remember, I gotta report the dead body, the library. Remember the guy? The wife said the guy went to return library books.
Oh, that's right.
And then we found them.
Okay,
I
well,
don't know who these
talk
guys
to
are.
him.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with the piss something
Yeah, they scrawled it off.
written on his back.
Yeah, you gotta fill in the letters. It's obvious.
What?
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy, shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
The fuck?
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Who are you? You see how I got power for that?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
You see, fill in the letters.
Oh.
Now you see why they censored it?
Yeah.
You see even his shirt censored? Look at his shirt. The letters
Yeah,
are
I
blanked out.
know.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Yet.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share
Zoe?
their beliefs.
She's right there.
Where?
On the thing.
No, that's Hero.
She's on the sofa.
No, she's not. And
I
she's
see.
not over there either.
She has to be. Look, there.
Where?
See? She's clearly under that wall.
No, she's not under this.
Then where else can she be?
Maybe she got caught outside. Zoe, too! You got stuck outside!
Zoe, how'd you get stuck? You know.
I was worried about you, baby.
There, you see, she got stuck outside.
Yeah.
Zoe, you got stuck. Come on, you got stuck.
Oh. He's trying to get... There we go. He's gonna sun himself now.
Okay, so remember talking to this. Okay, so now let's see. Who are the skulls? Don't forget talking to our mic. You gotta tell people how we've set up the mic.
Okay.
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
Of course I do. I'm just testing you boys.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
You see how much money I keep getting? Look, every time that Encyclopedia talks, look what I get. 10 XP and look $2. When that first day I was struggling for money, and now look at me.
Yeah.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non-verbal?
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
You see bottom-lighted vehicles, like neon?
Yeah.
Haven't you seen those cars on the street?
You mean the Cholos? The
No.
Cholo cars?
They don't put that on the bottom of their cars. They do lowriders. Those are the Asian cars.
Oh, the Asian cars have
They put lights under them.
bottom lights.
Okay, Zoe, get down. Come on.
No, I put her up here.
She's gonna get hair on your coat. You're gonna have to wash it.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
You know anything about the murder that took place here? Oh wait, Cindy is a skull. Remember they call her Cindy the Skull?
Yeah.
I thought it was because she liked skulls, not because she was in a gang.
Murder?
A man was hanging in the back of the whirling in rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
They don't know shit.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey! Stop right there! How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
You see how I gained $2 again? I don't know what you don't know. I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Maybe
Oh
it's
my
true.
God.
The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
You see, that could be the case, yes, a brilliant work of art. That'll give me art power.
No reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable.
If I select the other one.
Yeah.
Also, he was hanged.
Yeah.
These punks.
Hey!
Ah, this...
What?
Maybe no reply.
You don't know?
It's not a question.
What are you
Don't
doing?
get into it.
The question was rhetorical.
Besmata.
The nast...
Possessing an infinite amount.
They usually
I can't wait
What are
to
you
become
doing?
Murder.
I'm getting
Yeah.
my
Also,
prize point.
he.
Yeah.
These punks.
Hey!
That's annoying. Stop
This
it.
sounds like epistemology.
Sure. Understandable. Fuck, and I appreciate your effort, though.
Do you know Cindy the Skull?
Oh, yeah. Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah. A true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
It's mostly Jan van Eyck. Alexa, who is Jan van Eyck?
Jan Van Dyke was an American dancer, choreographer.
That's
dance
not the
educator,
one.
and
Alexa, stop.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Why aren't there more skulls and more saying your charge? Van Eyck.
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized.
A young woman kneels on a sheet of ice, as if looking for something lost ages ago. She bends until her right ear touches the frozen water. She listens to it crack, slowly.
I think that's the woman over there by the ice that I told you about. And those guys who say hardcore. So you're saying I'm an old man?
Yep, old as fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be there.
Why aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
You see, because the Union is a what? Gang?
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Rhetoric is confusing. Are you part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think your organization will accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game.
Are you implying I might be in some sort of danger? Are you sure a skull would say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say. But we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls brand in any way. On the contrary, we're just here to market it.
Hold on, why does a criminal gang need marketing?
We think of it more like two franchises merging. You know, us two and the Skulls. I really feel like we would add more to the table. Spice things up here in Martinez, you know. Get the old machine of pain and suffering oiled up real good.
What would these guys have to offer any organization?
Okay, I get what he's supposed to do, but what do you franchise in? Youth unemployment? You see? He's getting him, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Like... Work is for pussies. You wouldn't get it anyway.
What? You're saying what?
So you're just pretending to be as nasty and vicious as the Skulls?
Hey, we could be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement. Or a brick on top of another brick.
Or a grave on top of a grave.
These kids have the vocabulary, but might be missing a brain. Wouldn't a grave on top of a grave be just a big hole? What's hard about holes? Filling them up, baby.
Nope, filling them up. Wait, still off.
The Union does their share of...
Apart from the...
Don't you worry.
Yeah, we are.
Enough about this scullery then. Hey Zoe, hold on. Let's see. What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does your jacket say piss written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences.
Oh my god.
See? Tell him, what do you think of that?
That is complete and utter bullshit.
Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What?
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Though he seemed lacking in vocabulary, it seems that the young man has expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
Why does your thing say fuck the world?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it. To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though,
blow it up.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
You see? Now do you get it?
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
What if we take their jackets? We have two badass jackets and two badass cops. Well, do you think I could take their jackets? Well, we're about to see. Look, it's about to happen. You're stopping the flow of the game.
No, I'm not. You can still play.
No, because you haven't seen the options.
Yeah, I saw it.
Hmm?
Yes?
Look, what do you think about their jackets? Now we're talking to this.
Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan.
Sure, the jackets are scaring you, that's cool. Why are you always so patronizing when cool possibilities cross our path? See? Sure, the jackets are scaring you, that's cool.
What are you implying?
Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a piss lord or a fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, Sam, it's just a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements.
No way, if anything, I'm the piss guy in this scenario. That works, I feel more like a fuck the world kind of guy.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when I tried to steal the money, and then I dove into the machine and broke it?
Yeah.
And you said, why are you doing that? And I did it, and it was cool, right? And he remembers that from years ago. Because how long have we been playing the game?
Years.
Yeah.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
Hey, look, you see, it is a good origin story, right?
What?
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
I'm gonna try this later. Demonstrated authority, they're just off-brand skulls. This is a red check, it can't alter your tribe. I'll automatically lose a red check. I'll have to try it later. Don't you know what my ability is right now? I lose all of them. So, let's play Half-Life right now. There it is. Let the body take control of threatened people. Oh, look at that. And I only have 2 points possible. So this is a violent thing. I have to physically threaten them to take the jackets away from them. I only have 1 shot at it. And you know what's gonna happen if I try it?
What?
I'm gonna lose. You know why?
Yeah, because that's how you set it up.
Look, no, look. Free the precarious world.
Seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat.
No, the ability that it says above it.
Temporary research bonus, all red checks fail.
Because I have to take some kind of debuff in order to get something positive. So once the 3 hours are up, all my dice rolls are going to be super powerful. But in the meantime, I can't, like, all my dice rolls are gonna be bad. You get it?
I guess.
So you don't get it? Okay, so now I need to make the call.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Okay, I'm gonna need to tell the Lazarus about my health condition.
Okay.
Here we go.
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
Wait, what does he look like?
I don't know.
A therapist?
Is he a therapist?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
See, I was told to call the Lazarus. People are worried about me.
Oh, it's you.
What? He knows me? Do you know who I am?
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
Read him. What should I say?
Good fortune, you mean? Good fortune, you mean good fortune, right? You're basking in the floodlight of my glory. Yes, we live in difficult times, but at least it's over. Almost over, that is. Sure, but can you tell me about yourself, as in who I am?
Basking in your glory, yeah? Practically drowning in it. Please, tell me what your complaint is before I am completely submerged.
Doc, someone broke my heart.
Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You should be happy for her.
Wait, pumped and dumped? That's not what... Didn't he say that I was married to someone and like a divorce or something? Did that not happen? Wait, pumped and dumped?
That's what the guys say, officer. That some chick pumped you and then dumped you. Threw you away like an empty juice carton.
You know who this person was? Have I told you? I might have to heal. This is gonna hurt me.
You must have me confused for a close personal friend. I am not. I am a medical professional with a constant idiot emergency on my hands.
One needs tending to right now, he thinks, looking around the room. God, these apes. You hear someone whine in the background. My eye, Doc, my eye.
I've lost my memory, all of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
You have to be engaged.
There is no surprise in his voice, only careless superiority.
Read.
This is supposed to be a doctor?
Yeah, you saw that.
Well, a doctor or a therapist?
Well, focus and read.
You're not surprised? Okay, anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Probably the latter.
Is there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Yes, I want the truth. Maybe he's dying.
I see your point. Yes, I want the truth.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
You see, have you been eating your magnesium and vitamin D?
No, I actually do need some vitamin D.
Yeah.
Why are you chuckling, man? You haven't had blood work in ages.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I've got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
Who's that?
One of the police guys.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
See? I think I've had a heart attack.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Yes.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Oh my god.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours, before the rest goes too.
I guess that's it for now. So what do you think of that doctor?
He's very heartless.
There. Look at that. Look at the power I got from that.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Okay, let's
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
Okay, so what I got is now I got 7 points again, so I can add them to wherever I need them. Remember, I want a lot of points. Remember, sometimes the checks are very hard to do, so I have to level up a lot in one jump. So I always want to make sure I have enough points to get past a tough conversation. Remember how much empathy I used on what's his name? Kuno?
Yeah, you used a lot.
Remember I boosted it from like 0 up to what?
What was it, 6?
Where is it? No, or was it a authority? What did I boost for him? It was, I think it might have been perception, because look at my perception is 8. There's no reason for me to have like made it so high. So you see? So what do you think so far of what we've done in the game? We met these two, and we talked to the car.
I don't know what to think, man.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Contact me to the 41st. Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I can't call till 10 a.m. then. Remember, I have to report the library card and the person dead.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, detective? Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Remember I told them I've lost my badge, but I never let them know I lost my gun?
Then you need to tell them.
Because remember I thought I'd find my gun eventually and not have to tell them? But I think maybe I have to do this in order to actually, like, find it. Because you know how in the intro thing I'm holding a gun?
Right.
And I've been avoiding the gun? So I'm going to let them know I lost my gun, even though they're going to be angry.
10-4, I know, I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over.
So I have a few days to find it so that he doesn't have to submit it. You heard what he said, right? Look, I already wrote it. It will stay on my desk for a few days.
Yeah. I'm happy to report that I found my gun.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Personal details.
10-4, sir. Sorry, but I'm under orders to give a negative to requests for personal information. Over.
You mean you can't tell me anything about me, but I'm me?
10-4. Orders are still orders. Anything else? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Well, now they know that I lost my gun, and he said, I know. Take on the raw responsibility. Okay, so I did that. I need to go to the whirling wig. Remember I sent the what do you call it guy back? Remember?
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
I didn't know he was gonna be here. Hold on. I don't want to talk to you yet. I need to talk to these people first. Okay. So remember, I found the cryptozoologist, so now I can finally complete the quest that I started years ago. Right?
Right.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was truly epic. It was on my way to work. I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now.
I knew it.
Why doesn't he like that?
I'm not surprised. It's already getting out of hand.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mesk in origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
You never told me what was the thing I got. Oh, they're not gonna tell me. Okay. You never told me you've seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
Darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
Measuring things is important. How did she get the size?
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
You see, why doesn't he like cryptozoologists?
Because they sound ridiculous.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Betancourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometers from here.
See how I keep gaining money? Look, I'm up to $80.
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
So what do you think of what she's saying?
I don't know. What?
Is she lying?
Why would she lie?
Yeah, so that means it was real what she saw. Remember how my mom told you about the ghost she saw?
Yeah, what? In a bathroom where they were sitting next to each other? What? 2 toilets were sitting next to each other? There was no, like, barricade or whatever?
Probably not in Mexico.
So you had to, like, pee sitting next to someone?
Probably.
That's really awkward. Could you do that?
Wait. Looks like he's coming in. Is he coming?
No, he's stuck.
Well, I guess he's gonna remain stuck.
Yeah. He's trying, though. He's trying hard.
Is Zoe gonna help him?
I don't even know where Zoe is anymore.
Okay.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left. Went into the reeds.
See, did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
You see? So it was real.
Mm.
Someone wouldn't just make that up.
No.
Remember my dad's ghost story where he was carried into the field that he told you?
Yeah, that wasn't ghosts, that's aliens.
Mm-hmm. You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
Its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Does that make sense for the size?
Yeah,
So when you're
everything
small.
seems bigger when you're a kid.
What if it is the case?
Maybe you imagine it. Ken, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
You see, that's all he says. You see, he's not trying to be confrontational.
No, he thinks it's ridiculous though. You can totally tell.
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
Maybe you imagined it?
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here. What makes it a confirmed sighting? She had no previous knowledge of the insect.
You see, how could you make up something that matches with something that exists? You see, that's how you know it's true? Don't you know that's why when you're investigating the police work, if people describe the same suspect, then what does that mean? That it was the suspect? If everyone describes seeing the same thing?
If the witnesses don't know one another.
Yeah. That's why you say independent witnesses confirmed. Right here, it's confirmed. Yeah, you know it's confirmed.
So she couldn't have made it up or imagined it.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, "Lena, you trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here." They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
They just gave her cider? Is that code for alcohol?
Maybe.
Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
You see, so was that a good story? See the tie she gave me. Oh, look at that. How's that look?
Doesn't look like eyes, it just looks like
Look what I
holes in
get.
the skull.
I get +1 Inland Empire and +1 Volition. Cryptid's Protection. A slender bolt I held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird skull. This is certain we can't. Let's see what my neck gives me in terms of power. Neck only gives me 1 to Inland Empire. This thing, this super tie, gives me 1 to Inland Empire and 1 to Volition. What do you think of that?
It's
an upgrade.
a tie or it's a tie pin.
Ready? You see? That's what it looks like. Isn't that like the cowboy thing?
Is there a way to like zoom in? Because I can't really see it.
No, that's how zoom in. Look.
I can't see it.
There's a tie, right? And look, this is me flipping it. You got the big picture right there.
No,
you see, it has like 2 little dangles. It has 2 little dangles on it.
Okay, you dangle.
Okay, I put it on. Let's see what she says about it.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
Who's this guy? I've never seen that guy before.
Well, then talk to him.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has. But I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
I gotta tell him about the traps.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Check them all.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locust, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
The empty trap was the one on at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow.
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
You see, it all makes sense.
Of course, more clever.
What does Kim think?
It's ridiculous. That's what he thinks.
But how did he say? He's like, of course.
It's almost, I don't know, maybe 9?
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the Reeds.
Oh.
Oh, I guess that was Gary over
there. It's
there.
the crypto-fascist, remember? He stole the armory. It's Gary.
Gary.
Remember, he's a favorite racist?
He's everyone's favorite racist.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture, mine stands, okay? Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Société. La responsabilité. La stabilité.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
I need to find the phasmid.
Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Wait, maybe Gary ruined the trap.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently. Damn it, Lieutenant.
Oh.
Have you no intellectual curiosity?
Look at this.
Watch you don't get it.
How can I not get it? It's 97%. That's about as likely as me hitting the 3%, which happened less than an hour ago on the game time. But look what he says. Look at the last one.
Kuno's hooligan?
Yeah, what if Kuno ruined the trap? I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
Read it.
I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locust.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
What's with all these
Well,
alarms?
I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Wait, why are we gonna see him tonight at his place?
Suzerainty?
What, you know what that is?
No.
Why are we gonna see him tonight?
I don't know.
After this is your
know.
last chance to talk to Gary.
You don't
What?
even know where his...
Look what he just said. After this is your last chance to talk to Gary. Well, he clearly lives in the apartments. There's no other place where people can live. This is your last chance to talk to Gary. What does Gary know?
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
Okay, so you see we got our next mission. Right? We gotta talk to Kuno. Don't we? We gotta call the library after 10 a.m. I gotta finish my ability so that I can do dice checks. I gotta talk to the liberal guy here. I gotta go to... what's his name?
What's his name?
Talk to the union boss.
Don't
Look.
you gotta get past Metalhead first?
Yeah, look, here's my task. Read this one.
Track down your gun. Find the murder weapon. Find booze. What if your gun's the murder weapon?
I can't.
Why not?
Because it's like an old style rifle.
Oh, the rifle?
Remember the one I found? And my gun is like a gun. Look what it says there.
Interview the union boss.
You see?
I thought you couldn't get those.
Well, maybe they'll be away. Look. Hold on to the spirits, wait for the signal. Get the whole story from Titus. Dead body on the boardwalk. Call the public library. And then I need to talk to the woman. Take on a lot of responsibility. The missing insect case. So that's what I gotta do. Let's talk to him.
Can you hand me my drink?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Maybe this was a way to get my the bulletproof vest. Yeah. See, because look, this is to remind you. Look, this is where we're at.
It's you again. What is it?
Solid food soon. Did you put in the order?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see what else we were missing?
I mean, I put in some white cheese. I got you some orange juice. You still have some shredded cheese.
Okay. Go, you really go outside again? Okay, so look, read what we know. I'm feeling faint. I need some real food.
Well, then I'm not gonna be able to make you caldo anytime soon. So you're probably gonna have to get takeout.
You need pollo loco? Or some solid meat? But look, this is what we know so far.
Strange reaction to bullet. Warned about the tribunal. Discussed 8th Hardy. Confronted about drug trade.
And look, we got a new one.
I found someone who witnessed the hanging. A witness? Who saw the hanging? A witness.
Do you remember who that is? La responsibility. So let's see how he reacts.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
Remember, he's not a local. He's visiting.
That's just contacty status. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and he's in witness protection.
You see, my witness isn't a local. Look at this. He's gonna crack. Don't even get a mic.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised. This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Charles Videodrone, a high-ranking government official from who the saying gets slain.
You just said don't give out his name.
Let's just say he's a high-ranking government official.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Nice try, right?
MI is short for Moral Intern. Moral Intern is short for Moralist International, the coalition that runs Rivershaw.
Do you remember when he told me, like, yeah, that's the moral intern thing to do, to form a committee?
Right.
Because those are the guys who control the world right now. And they just want everything to, make the economy and everything to just be stable. So that's what an MI is. But he is there, right?
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
What is it, girl? Keep looking at me. What is it?
The witness to the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion. Remember he said he didn't hear anything? So let's see how they react to that.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy boys are dead silent.
So you see he's admitting that's true?
Yeah. It's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
See, I imagine you guys dreaming of singing lynching song. What's with the funeral silence?
Dude, stop the alarms.
I have lots of alarms.
Why?
Because we have alarms for food, for all kinds of things.
No, it's for your sleeping alarms.
Sleeping alarms. He already got his medication.
He did?
Yeah, remember you saw me give it to him.
No, I didn't.
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a regular hanging.
When I said he saw two people of area Pagite descent and one masked.
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
After word for what? Black?
Is Theo black too?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there.
Then when it said it looked like a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
Well, he just said those flaccid MI, so they agree that it was a moral intern, or a moralist, or a moralist international, right?
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
You see?
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
But they're admitting that what he described it as is how it happened.
Shanky, it's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You see? We're figuring it out. Figure it out.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
The limit to the end is here, and great and doing will all be vapor.
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
There we go, look at that. +1. You see that? So do you see what I'm saying, that I have to build up this case in order to confront this, right? And where have I gotten all these bits? From random stuff, right? This is part of the investigation. So what I do during the game? Who am I talking to?
What?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who saw what. I don't know who was where, and I don't know who. Because who still hasn't told me anything? Kuno leads the girl, right? There's still people who haven't spoken, and I still need to talk to the union boss to see what he says. What if Measurehead would talk to me? So you see, every time it's building up. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get them to tell me what. Who did the what?
Killing.
Because they're saying that they all did it in order for what? For none of them to go to jail?
Yeah,
And if I don't solve this, what are the mercenaries going to do? The right to work guy. What did he say?
It's gonna massacre them
They're going to
all.
massacre everyone because they don't care who did it. They're just going to make them show a thing. And what is Joyce trying to do? Not let it turn into a massacre in the city because it's going to start a war. Why would it start a war? Because if a massacre in the city happens, how are the people going to react?
They're gonna fight back.
And then how's the union going to react? They're going to fight too.
Yeah.
And then how are the mercenaries going to react?
They're gonna fight back.
And then there's going to be a whole war in the city.
Massacre?
Yeah, and so what is Joyce and her people going to say? Well, it's time to come in and take control again. Right?
Right.
So now do you see what the whole point of everything is? We're trying to stop. We need to solve it before everything goes down. And I don't know which person is going to tell me the final piece that I need, right?
It's you again. What is it?
So the more stuff I go and tell him, the more willing he is to do what?
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
Because what if we get something from the area, the cryptozoologist, or this guy here? Remember he was also there at the hanging? Because he goes out at night, right?
The gay guy?
Yeah. Remember, we don't know who knows what. That's why it's an investigation.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Look, by the way, we speak Ravasholian and Ravashol. Get your Ravasholian nationhood on. Wait. Isn't that racist?
That is racist.
What happens if I do this?
You'll probably get hit.
Or isn't Kim gonna get pissed off?
Yeah.
Well, I saved right before this, right? You see, get your Ravasholian nationhood on. Let's see.
Speak Ravasholian.
Here's your reminder. Take out trash.
Look what I'm saying.
This man is a foreigner.
We speak Suren. There is no such thing as the Ravasholian language.
Giovanni, here's
But
your
don't
reminder.
worry, your message remains clear.
Now Kim thinks I'm racist.
Yeah.
The cook is still smoking, ash falling from between his fingers. His hands are large and clean.
Good thing he didn't understand a word of your stupidity.
You see? Now he's mad at you. Great, now Kim is mad at you because of what you did.
Mad at me? You were the one who clicked it, fool.
Yeah, now I don't know.
Yes?
So you see, is it always good to go to whoever responds? Because then he's like, what the hell? He's like, and you heard how he said it, right? He literally
He called you
he
stupid.
can't understand what you say, so he didn't know any of your stupidity, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's look at the list. So what can we do?
I don't know.
No, look. Go to Kuno. Take on a lot of responsibility by talking to the guy there.
Well, then talk to him then.
I need to hit this time period here. Right here. I need 2 hours and 27 minutes to pass in the game. Because then all my dice powers are going to go up. Right?
And talking to people doesn't take up time?
No, talking to people takes up time. But I need to make sure it's not something serious. Because then if I get hit with the red check, I'm going to fail it. And it's going to go bad. So I want to avoid all like the critical things. So that guy seems like a critical thing because he has information about the case. I think Kuno probably is going to hit me with the red check. So, and I'm also
Then
hungry.
go talk to Kuno.
Go talk to Kuno. And remember, after 10, I gotta call the library and then I gotta report the husband of a wife dead. Right? So how are you feeling about all this stuff going on? I remember what's her name didn't want to talk fully.
Who?
The disco lady. Remember her?
No.
The one who told me that the guy didn't rape her?
Oh, the one upstairs.
The one upstairs. Remember she said it wasn't rape. Is that what they said? Look, she's right there. See?
Yeah.
Before that, there's one thing I do want to do. Remember Joyce? Remember Cindy the Skull? Or they said
That was Cindy.
Whatever, Cindy the Skull. Remember they said if you see her, talk to her, and tell her to go back?
Yeah.
So, let's do that right now.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Read what it says there.
Piss, blip, and fuck the world, send their best.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
They seem to hold you in high esteem.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Okay, then how's that?
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency.
You agree with her?
Yeah,
This
I'm
place is a
languishing in boredom
sepulcher.
and complacency
We'll
right
paint
now.
it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
Maybe it's just full solidarity.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a
Have you noticed this place is a sepulcher? We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
She said paint it red, there's no red in here. Painted that mural.
Yeah.
Are there other buildings that need to paint? So look, here's she's the one that's here trying to stop the massacre. She's the one that's here trying to...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Wild Pines, I need to talk to the union guy, remember?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
She nods.
Let the strike at the harbor, so this is what we're trying to avoid.
Of course.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? Yes, they were organized by Wild Pines. The contractors picked them up from Jamrock and drove them over. This is standard practice. The company reserves the right to man its stations.
Tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare. That's the one I need to fight.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does.
And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. Of course. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around Claire's. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Okay, Zoe,
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Of course. How else can I help?
Can we take a break?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. Lynching, this is the last bit.
Of course. Anything to help.
Okay, what was about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
So you see that's what we're dealing with right now? So remember, this is what their concern is, that if we don't solve it, the city will go into civil war, right?
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Remember
He's talking about the guy.
Yeah, remember she said she wasn't raped?
Yeah.
She's saying that's
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Seraï's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
So you get what the stakes are now? You can listen to Greek blooding. I can't see if that one go that.
It doesn't have to be like this, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois.
That's me, W. Frater Dubois. Harrister Dubois.
One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Okay, so those are the stakes. Solve it before everyone dies. Okay? Alright, so now that you know everything, what's your verdict for the people here?
I already know the verdict. You already went over it. You just went over it a second time.
No, but what do you think about everything that's happening? Is it too political now?
Yeah,
And what if your brother
I haven't enjoyed this game.
Even with all the political intrigue,
Especially,
mysteries?
yeah, I don't like that stuff.
So now the police investigation mystery is more investigative than you thought it would be? Where I had to talk with everyone and figure things out?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I wasn't anticipating it would be this, like this. So, while we're on break, can you end the stream? So it's not just playing? Hey! I'm talking to you.
You have to talk to them.
No, I'm talking to you. I asked if you could end the stream rather than just leaving it on the main screen and just having it sit there.
I guess I can. Well, you gotta let them know.
Okay, we'll be back.
Let's say, and this time you're gonna have more power and energy to do all the investigation.
No, I can't guarantee that.
Do you feel like you always start more powerful than you end the stream?
What?
You always start.
Yeah, I feel fine, and then it's just, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's been a real struggle for me.
A year-long struggle?
You said it's been over a year.
Yeah. Okay, bye.